Have we not said this 50,000 times? We're dealing with a pandemic, right? We're dealing with an absolute killer. There is no possible way that anybody can make any single place absolutely, completely perfect and totally safe. And we know all that, don't we? And the other thing we know is we know this. All the health experts, all the scientific research says that the transmission possibilities from 8th grade down is next to nothing. You are far more at risk, as so is our children, or so are our children, you know, if they stop at a Go-Mart or Walmart or go outside or go to each other's houses or whatever, than they are at school. Now, we also know, fact, that absolutely, if we don't go to school, that our kids are failing, our special needs kids need us, without any question whatsoever. You know, we have all kinds of abuse and situations that we can really help our kids if we're in school. Plus all the economic aspects of it, of daycare and mom and dad's having to be disrupted from their work and everything else under the sun. Now, the net of the whole thing is just as simple as it can possibly be. We need to be in school. We absolutely need to be in school. We need to be in school right now. Now, if we have teachers' unions that are, you know, pressuring a weak Board of Education members and whatever like that, and they decide, for whatever the reason may be, that they don't want to go to school, then they're going to have to deal with the Board of Education and the consequences that come from the Board of Education. You know, but in all reality, we can't make it any better than what it is right now. On top of all that, if that wasn't enough, and I'm going to review very quickly, if it isn't enough to say that we know that the schools, 8th grade and down, are as safe a haven as we can possibly there can possibly be. We also know that kids not in school are getting harmed terrible. And we also know the economics of the family that depended on their kids to being able to go to school is terrible. And what did we do on top of all that? If that's not enough to say to everybody, it's safe to go back. All the scientists are saying it. All the medical community is saying it. Everybody's saying it's safe to go back. Well, we ought to just go right there. That's all there is to it. Or we ought to say, it's safe to go back and our kids are hurting. We ought to go right there. But then what did we do on top of all that? We said, we're going to vaccinate all of our people. We're going to vaccinate all of our teachers and all of our service personnel. Now, I'm going to tell you. And then we even said, if you want to go blended until you get your second shot, that's great too. But we can't go just remote because of all the reasons that I've just explained. And if that's not good enough, then you're on your own. You're on your own. You know, absolutely. To me, you know, the Board of Education or the state board and Superintendent Birch and everything, they make that call. All I can do is just say, from the state's, from the governor's standpoint, the governor's executive order is go to school. You know, but however, the governing body is the Department of Ed.